Okay. I'm here at the Emergency Operations Center with Chief Smith, and he's talking to me about the new fire ISO rating of a 3, which is 2 points better than what it was. And basically, can you talk to me about how this might impact people's homeowners rates, and what would you have to do to qualify? How close would you have to be to a hydrant?
So basically, we have a split rating. So we have areas that are class 3.
Okay.
That if you are within 5 miles of your responding fire station and within 1,000 feet of a fire hydrant, you would be able to receive the class 3 rating, which in the past was, like you said, it was a 5. If you are over 1,000 feet from a fire hydrant, but you're still within 5 miles of that fire station, you get a 3X, which previously was a 9 rating. And basically that just gives you credit for a fire department, but no water supply. So you would get a little bit of a benefit of an insurance deduction as opposed to having neither one.
So, I mean, a lot of people probably don't know if they have a hydrant in 1,000 feet or if they're 5 miles or less from a station. They can contact you guys and find that out?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the easiest thing to do would be just jump on your favorite map tool and basically put in the address. If you don't know the address, you can call us. You can look it up online, find the address of the fire station, put your address in, and just see how many road miles it is. It is road miles. It's not, as a crow flies. It's absolutely, you have to know. And if you're close to the 5 miles, we would highly recommend you driving that distance to be able to see if you fall within it.
So to get a reduction, should they call people, if they find out that their rating's gone down to a 3, should they call their insurance company? Or?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll always speak to your insurance company to find out what you qualify for. And if you don't, a lot of times they rely on us to give them that information, and we can do some verifications for the public if we need to. But yeah, that's where you could start. And
I think you were telling me it's one factor, but it's not a guarantee your insurance will go down, but it's a big factor, right, in the insurance?
Yeah, I mean, there's every insurance company is going to look at things a different way. So they might look at the fire protection rating as one way to set your part of your rate. There's other things that they look at, like what your home might be built to a certain building code. There's other things that they look at, and it's all up to the individual insurance company. But ISO is by far the most thorough and most commonly used method to do that.
I think you were saying they looked at 3 different areas to come up with this. Can you explain those?
Yeah, so basically out of 100% of the rating that the fire departments undergo, 50% of it is based on the fire department. The things that they go in and look at are training, or response capabilities, or equipment. And so once they take that into consideration, 40% of the rating has to do with the water system that the county that the department has, that they utilize, and then 10% of it is the communication system, and that includes the efficiency of the dispatch center. It includes the communications capabilities that we have, the redundancy built in to be able to notify the fire station, and that's the 10% of the rating.
So I guess this center itself helped with the score. You guys got a perfect score here.
And I appreciate you asking that, because one of the things that a lot of the public do not know is that we dispatch for all the fire departments in Bay County. So whether you live in unincorporated Bay County, or whether you live in the city of Panama City or Panama City Beach or Springfield or any community in the county, they all benefited from the score that our communications center here in this building was able to obtain. And just to brag a little bit, we've got a perfect 10 out of 10. We got 10 points out of a total of 10 for our communications capabilities, which really hopefully helped all of the municipalities.
I guess for a relatively rural county, a 3 is a good score. Is that correct?
It's a very good. I think the percentage is around 7% of departments, and don't quote me on that, but I think that's somewhere in the neighborhood of where we are with compared to other departments in the country. So it's a very good score. It's a great score for a rural department like ours.
Now, I know I was looking at your map up there, the fire hydrants. I guess it looks like in general, the further north you go, the fewer clusters of hydrants you got, right?
Scott, you can drive this if you want to. So what we have GIS tool that the county has that we can go into any fire jurisdiction and pull up the individual areas where there's clusters of hydrants, which are the bigger circles there, that might, there's a lot of hydrants in that particular neighborhood, or we can pinpoint right down to where the individual hydrant is. So it's just a tool that we can utilize and actually ISO utilizes that to be able to publish their rating.
Let's say, I live somewhere where I'm within 5 miles of the station, but I don't have a hydrant 1,000 feet away. Like Mark Bowen was telling me, it only costs $1,000 for a hydrant. He said you guys are looking at ways to get more hydrants out there to help out.
And I'm not sure about the cost of a hydrant. I mean, what I would look at is for the places where there's no water system. All right,
okay.
That's where a lot of the public, in some of our further, say, areas in the Sand Hills area that might not have water that go into their particular area they live. There's alternate ways that you can provide.
Oh, really? Really?
Protection in ISOs.
Would that qualify as up to the hydrant standards?
It has to. There's a lot of pretty stringent standards that you have to meet.
Okay.
It has to meet certain drought standards. A 100-year drought period, and you have to have certain type of access to it. I mean, you could do it on a static body of water, such as a pond.
Oh, okay.
You can do it, on a running body of water.
Would you have to have something into it to pump the water out, or could you just?
Yeah, basically
okay.
what it is, they call it a dry hydrant,
uh-huh.
and it's a piece of equipment that we would pull up to and attach our truck to, and then we would draft water out of that and utilize it. It's only going to work, as well if you're within 1,000 feet, and it has to be accessible, which is really difficult at times. So there's a lot of planning that has to go. And then the other alternative that we would like to hopefully look at is the fact of our ability to deliver water via our tanker operations and tanker shuttle operations that we have in the county, and where we would actually carry a truck that's got 2,500 or more gallons of water on it, and be able to show ISO that over a certain period of time we can consistently deliver the required gallons per minute of water to be able to get that Class 3 rating for you in a rural area, as long as you're within the 5 miles of the station. So, and Chief Bowen might have been mentioning that when he was talking about this, because that would be a really great thing if we can do that. It's going to take a long time for us to be prepared.
Because there's going to be a lot of growth in the northern end of the county.
Yes,
here, so.
And hopefully with the growth, it's going to come the infrastructure.
Right.
Right. But for the places that are never going to fall within that, and you are within 5 miles of that station, we would love to be able to provide something to you via the alternate water supply, basically, is what they call it. So,
thank you very much.